methodology about how we go about doing it, because we wanted everybody to have buy-in and everyone to feel that they have voice in this project. And so that was a great meeting. I think it was very productive. We, that way, when the employees had questions, their supervisors would know and be able to tell them and reassure them. And so after we had that kickoff meeting, we did a pretty extensive survey on every single employee, because sometimes, I mean, we had all the job descriptions, we had all the org charts, but sometimes, like with any organization, a job may have a little scope creep from what is on the actual job description. And so we wanted to take into account the current view of the job as well as the job description. Because some job descriptions, get updated often, some don't. So every employee filled out one. We were very thankful for that. We went through all of those. And for the comparison on the market study, how do we measure what is the market and what is a right amount for your size city? So we used 5 different comparable cities. We used, Hartselle, Talladega, and I'm just going off the top of my head. I had all these. Let's see. Scottsboro. Yeah, Ozark. And so I'm sorry. We took all those cities because a lot of those cities have run their own utilities. Alex City is unique because it runs like 4 or 5. Some of the cities didn't run as many, but they all ran utilities of some sort. And so we felt that that was important to look at. They also have a similar size and economic makeup as Alex City. And so we use what's called Jobs EQ. It's a software, and I won't go deep in the weeds with everything, but it has detailed information on every job there is has what's called a SOC code, an SOC code. And so we paired every job with the appropriate SOC code, and then we can, through the software Jobs EQ, we can go through and pull out detailed wage information about that position. So we did that, but then you can't just take that at its value. We also used the Alabama League of Municipalities survey as kind of a benchmark. If something looked off, we look at that. Or there may have been positions where, something looked a little off, and we figured out, okay, they're at a different level. It's just called this here, but, this is what they're doing. And so we analyzed every job within Alex City, got them on the new pay scale. We're finishing that up right now. There are a few adjustments that we need to do. But overall, I think it has gone really well. I appreciate all the employees and the supervisors and how great they've been to work with in getting this done. It's not a fun thing to have to fill out a survey about your job, but it is very important. And so I think like I said, when I started, Alex City, I didn't see anything I haven't seen somewhere else. Y'all are a wonderful city, and I'm good for questions. Sorry.
Any questions?
I guess the only question I have, you mentioned Hartsville, Scottsburg, and Ozark, so those are towns much further away than our competing cities who are getting a lot of employees. I was just wondering, would that be adequate enough, because we're not losing to Hartsville, Scottsburg, or Ozark, we're losing to Opelika, Auburn, Dadeville, and Lincoln. Would that be a fair comparison?
Yeah, it is, because your revenues are not the same as Opelika, the bigger cities' revenues. That's where that comes into play. And we do look, it is important. A lot of people, if they go to a bigger city for a better pay, that's sometimes just how it works. But y'all can't, to say that Alex City needs the same pay scale or as Opelika, it mismatches your revenues with the size of city you are. Does that make sense?
I can understand that.
Yeah.
We also lose in some counties, the revenue's not quite as much as ours is, so that's just some of my concerns, that
Yeah.
we may still get a pay scale in, it may not be adequate enough to retain our employees, because they're still leaving some neighboring counties who pay more money.
Well, and honestly, I feel, and all that detail is in the study, so you'll be able to see the numbers from the different cities and see what we were comparing to, the median of that position. And in a lot of places, I know personally, you're somewhere for 17 years and they're hiring in new people at a much higher rate, and you're like, well, what about me? This study, what it does is it gets everybody in the whole pay scale up to a market. And again, I know some cities and counties do pay more, but y'all need to know what's right for your size city based on your economics. Because if you don't have the revenues, it doesn't.
I guess, did your study put in, as far as longevity, somebody said they've been here 17 years, like you said, and then
Yeah.
somebody just came in making more money, are they
Yeah.
being looked at?
Yes.
To get them better?
And that's where a lot of the adjustments are being recommended, is those with a lot of longevity. Exactly.
And it should be.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, you can, yes, ma'am.
This is just my experience in my corporate life. Is this based on, so each position will have kind of like a pay scale of kind of, minimum and maximum
Grading
for
scale,
each,
yeah.
each job description?
Yeah, just like it is now, the scale changes just a little bit, but like I said, everyone gets a 2% increase. They may be at a different, they may be a 17.2 now, and they're not that same number, but the pay will be, compared to, and it is going off of, and that's another thing with looking at the jobs EQ, and not just the city, not just the Alabama League of Municipalities survey, because we take that into effect, but that has a lot of outliers in it. And so this jobs EQ also accounts for private sector jobs. So your linemen, jobs that equate to private sector work, those wages are included in that minimum to maximum. And on the job, the salary survey, we've got, where somebody is at the beginning, 10%, 25%, median, 75%. And that's where we took into effect the number of years that they've been here. So for instance, if someone had been here 1 year, well, they're still on that scale comparable to their longevity with the city.
Is the 2% mainly just kind of a cost of living?
Yeah.
Do we have a goal of kind of having that cost of living, provided revenues are sufficient, to continue to do that each year for a cost of, is that part of the plan or?
Generally, it's up to each city, but what I have seen is that most, now, not every year you can do, sometimes we're just, but, most cities try to do a 2% cost of living adjustment every year.
Have we had one? I don't know. Have the employees had one every year?
We started in 2022, we didn't, we did a 15% cost of living that year, but a 2% annual increase based on performance.
Okay.
Does the study take an effect for like property value, property taxes, sales taxes? Because, like in those markets, property value is way different than it is.
Well, they're the same economic factors of, how do I explain this? They're, if you have a city of a certain size, it's the same reason Alabama League of Municipalities cuts their survey down into different city sizes and does it by city size, is because it is thought that, a size of that city would generate generally this much revenue. Not every city does. There are anomalies all over. But in general, like if you were in the private sector, you would compare to a similar size company that had the same number of employees and did the same types of work. You would do that same study. I understand you do lose employees to bigger cities, and that's just a factor of life.
Any other questions or comments?
Okay, just one other. Christian, I guess before it gets brought to us, or each department have a chance to look it over, to see if they agree with everything, to make suggestions or comments before it's brought to us.
My first thoughts were to present to Romy and the mayor and then to the department head.
Just make sure everybody's on board before it comes to us.
And all the detail, and this is what we went over with the supervisors at the beginning, all the detail is going to be there. So if their employees have a question of, well, why did I, you have all that data supporting, every decision that was put into that. And so I feel I've never had a complaint of a compensation study I've done before. And honestly, I think this is the most transparent way a place can do a compensation study. So the supervisors, the employees, everybody will see all the detail that went into it. So we're not just picking numbers.
That's a good thing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions, comments, sir? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, I had brain freeze.
It's okay, it happens. At this time, we have reports from the council on standing committee, finance committee, everything's going according to plan. Nothing to report at this time. Ms. Romy and her staff's doing an awesome job. I want to continue to thank them for what they do. Public Safety Committee, Councilor Eric Brown.
There's always opportunities to serve, to be in the public safety sector of Alexander City. The police department, fire department are always needing good men and women to fill multiple roles. So if you know anybody interested, please reach out and send them over.
Utilities Committee, Councilor Phillips.
I have no new notes. Did get some nice compliments on the water department. They showed up very quickly for somebody to call me. Today she had already called them and they were there before she ever called me. So she said they were there very quickly and responded. So thank you to all of our utilities folks that always show up quickly and in a hurry, and are there willing to help.
Parks and Recreation, Councilor Chris Brown.
We're getting started with youth football and cheerleading. And, you know, we got the Wildcats on the road on Friday. The weather's been great, so we get out and visit Lakeland, which is still on course, and had a good month. We'll go visit one of our parks at 6th Street or Imagination Station.
Buildings and property, Council Tapley.
John, at the library, sitting there always open with help, come out, read a book, use that computer, they're there to serve. That's all I think.
No reports from special committee, no public hearing, no report on status of the city finances, no proclamations, no unfinished business. New business. I need a motion to suspend the rules in order to bring an item from the floor.
Make a motion to extend the rules to bring it out from the floor.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Council Phillips,
Yay.
Council Tapley,
Yay.
Council Eric Brown,
Yay.
Council Chris Brown,
Yay.
Chair, yay. Now that this item is properly before us, the resolution we voted on is as follows. To certify Julia Glory as counselor for District 3 for the remainder of the 2021 record. We need a motion to approve this resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve this resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just like congratulate Julie on her victory.
Roll call vote, Council Phillips,
Yay.
Council Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we will have, the swearing ceremony of Ms. Julie Dowie. We have Judge Randall Haynes here. He will actually come up and Ms. Glory.
Madam Chair, if I could just say one thing.
You can.
Reverend, that prayer was awesome in STEM line. I just wanted to point that out. That was awesome.
Do you have someone you want to hold the Bible for you, Julie?
Put your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I, Judy Gorey, do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I can continue as a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter,
upon which I'm about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your seat right there. Well. Ordinance number 1 was removed. Number 2,
Ordinance to amend the FY 25 organizational chart, personnel authorization list, and budget.
we need a motion for immediate consideration.
Make a motion for immediate consideration.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to have some feedback from Kristen as far as how you feel about it at this point.
I know we've talked about this several times now. My previous feelings still stand. You know, I do think that if we're gonna make changes to the organization, we need to look at the organization as a whole. And I think we need to be mindful of changing people's job titles again in the middle of a survey that's already been conducted. So, that's that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Phillips,
Nay.
Councilor Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Gorey. Can I say? Thank you. Thank you. Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we need a motion to approve the ordinance as written. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize we had a name. And I wrote it down, thank y'all. Resolution, number 3,
Resolution to authorize a one-time additional paid holiday for Friday, December 26, 2025.
we need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as read.
Any discussion?
I just say that we do need to give our city employees another day off there at Christmas, so we're not coming in on a Friday, after being off 2 days.
I agree. We're fortunate in our company, we don't recognize some of the holidays, but we have the whole week of Christmas off, so it's tough to just get one day off for Christmas.
Roll call vote, Council Phillips,
Yay.
Council Tapley,
Yay.
Council Lori,
Yay.
Council Eric Brown,
Yay.
Council Chris Brown,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we will hear public comments. We have Ms. Arlene Blackoff who wants to speak.
Good evening. My name is Arlene Blackoff. I live at 1368 J Street in Mary City. I want to thank you all for taking action with the mayor. You know, this is the people house. I represent a lot of people when I come before you all. And I've been doing this for years now, even at the other location. And whenever I come before you, y'all always gave me your undivided attention. Never laughed, made fun, or anything. You kept your position professional. And that's the way it should be conducted at all times, not with some people, but with all people. The mayor haven't gotten it yet, but as the highest position here in the city, you should treat everybody the same, regardless of the color of the skin. I represent a lot of people, black and white. It don't matter to me. If you're wrong, you're just wrong, you know. And that's what I stand for, you know. And again, I'm not gonna take you over my 3 minutes, but I just wanna thank you all for doing your job. I know it wasn't easy. I know it wasn't easy. You know, that's one of your peers, and I know y'all took it very seriously, but it's your job, and you had to do your job. And I appreciate it, because it just not only happened to me, it happened to other people too, you know. And I apologize. I thank you for all of them. Thank you.
At this time, we will hear from Ms. April April. She, I actually sent you all information from April. She's on here on behalf of Hillary Towers.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for allowing me to come here tonight to revisit the utility issues that we've been having in Hillary Towers. When we were here last, we requested a review of our utility account due to the incorrect charges that we continue to receive. The rule is $20 per master meter. Hillary Towers has 1 master meter, yet we are being charged for 78 master meters. That is on top of my current charges, the utility rate, usage, taxes. Our setup is no different from the assisted livings or nursing homes in town. You cannot come to City Hall and pay for each resident's utilities. They are paid for from the property or the company that they are at, whether it be Chapman's, Adams, or Brown's. Hillary is a HUD subsidized property, which means we are allotted a certain amount each year and must budget it appropriately. Unlike other companies or businesses, we cannot pass on our increase to our residents as they do not pay the utility. My property pays it. The issue first came to light when the city passed utility increases back 21 or 22, and the cost of our utilities did not add up correctly. At that time, I called Jason Locke and I asked Jason why my figures were off compared to what they had been. That's when he informed me that my property was now being charged $20 per apartment. In the past, it was $10 per apartment. We did not know this due to the fact that the way the bill came in the mail versus the way the bill came online. Online at that time, you got a breakdown of usage, sewer, miscellaneous charges. When you got it in the mail, it just said water, sewer, so on and so forth. It did not show the charge. It is also worth noting that the last time we were here to discuss the issue, I spoke with Mr. Baird several times before coming in front of the council, and unfortunately that went nowhere. At that time, after meeting with the council, I contacted the Attorney General's office and filed a complaint. Mr. Baird's written response to the complaint explains the city was stabilizing the general fund, which required him to borrow from the enterprise fund to make payroll. The fixed cost of sewer and the quote-unquote administrative fee, which is the charge to my property and the housing authority of $20 per apartment, helps provide payroll to the administrative staff of the city. I have a copy of the letter that I have provided. Another entity, which is the housing authority, of similar issue is being charged the same. Rather than per master meter, which is 6, they are also being charged $20 an apartment for 478 units. He goes on to state that the nursing homes and the assisted living facilities are not considered independent residents, so therefore they do not pay the administrative fee per apartment and or room. Neither do the hotels in Alexander City. That is understandable. Currently, Mr. Baird is charging this administrative fee to the only 2 federally funded housing properties in Alex City. Mayor Baird's written admission that our utility payment not only pays my property's utilities, but by his own admission, payroll to the city for administrative staff is blatant misappropriation of federal funds. Instead of ending his written response in a professional manner, he takes it as an opportunity to make a personal assessment of me and states that my inability to comprehend the information supplied by the city and my lack of understanding of business procedures leads him to believe that no matter the facts or information he provides, he cannot justify this rate. In other words, no matter what he says, I wouldn't understand it, I wouldn't comprehend it. I have been with Hillby Towers since 2010. I have been manager since 2014. Since then, my property has received high inspection scores, multiple community and professional awards. We fully remodeled our interior and exterior public spaces, residence apartments, while adhering to a strict budget. Since 2020, Hillby Towers has been named one of HUD's Community of Qualities. This is a high honor bestowed upon properties with sound management practices and adherence to policies and procedures. However, according to the mayor, I do not understand business practices. To put this in perspective, the monthly administrative fee totals $1,560 for 78 apartments, when we should only be charged $20 for 1 master meter. This is a monthly difference of the $1,540, annual difference of $18,480. To date, Hillby Towers has paid $74,880 in excessive quote-unquote administrative charges, and this number continues to climb monthly. The partner of Housing Authority excess charges paid to the city has amounted to at least $4,508. The total misappropriation from both federal funded housing properties in Alexander City to maintain city's payroll amount to well over $500,000. I've also spoken with our HUD representatives and their legal teams to discuss our legal actions and possible ramifications due to the clear, blatant, and admitted misappropriation of federal funds. It is not right that we pay the excessive administrative fees outside the guidelines for our utilities, the money used to pay, which covers the city's payroll. Tonight, I am asking the city council to reconsider how our utility bill is configured and the charges we are incurring. It is not justified, nor is it legal. We ask that you please adjust our bill to accurately reflect the one master meter we have, a charge of $20 each month, instead of the per apartment that we're receiving $20 every month for.
We appreciate you for coming, forward with that. We will actually have to look at that as a group and come back with a discussion on that. Okay. Thank you so much for bringing it to us.
Thank you, Ms. Atkins.
And we appreciate it. Thank you for keeping us aware. Comments from the mayor,
No comments.
comments from the finance director,
No comment.
comments from the city clerk.
We will have our next work session and regular city council meeting on Monday, September 15th. And we will also have a meeting on Monday, September 30th at noon to canvass the election results from the runoff election.
Comments from the council, Councilor Phillips.
Thank you for a large crowd tonight. We always appreciate everybody coming and getting involved and understanding what happens up here. So please encourage people to continue to come out, and everybody have a great week.
Councilor Tapley.
Glad to see the seat next to me occupied again. I know, I think it was our intention when Scott got moved over to the school board that we would hold off and let the election go as it should be and then appoint the person who won, trying to do Ms. Gorey, to fill this seat, so we didn't give an undue advantage to anybody running the election. So that, wanted everybody to know that's why we didn't fill it immediately. We had 60 days to do it, so we decided in a council meeting to wait and fill the seat once the person was elected. So welcome aboard with us. That's all, thank you.
Councilor Gorey.
Well, right now, I'm just a little overwhelmed and humbled. I just appreciate, especially everybody in District 3 that got out and voted for me, all the support I had during the election. I just can't thank everybody enough. And anybody knows anything about me, they know I work harder than anybody up here and everybody put together to do a good job. I love Alex City, and that's why I'm here. But thanks to everybody.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Well, congratulations, Ms. Julie. Look forward to serving with you for this 2 months. You will do well. I'd like to thank everybody coming out tonight. I think it's such a great large crowd. The more the better. The more people that sit there, it makes it easier for everybody sitting in these chairs to do their job. It's really easy to be a keyboard warrior and say a bunch of stuff on Facebook, but to get up here and have to sit and view your peers face to face and make the decision, whether it's a popular decision or not, that's what you guys are doing. You guys are helping anybody sitting in these chairs to make the right choice, because we look you in the eyes as we're sitting here to make these choices. So thank you for the crowd. I wish that it was full every single meeting. Thank you everybody who got out and voted for all the candidates. We have the runoff coming up. I don't care who, if you're for Mayor Baird, or if you're for Mr. Mike, or if you're for Mr. Frank, or Kelly, or Britt, or Mr. Lucas, get out and vote. There's 3,600 people voted, and we have 10,000 some odd registered voters. So please get out and vote. It is very, very important, because if you get out and vote, then you have a right to complain about what you don't like, because you did do your part in getting out and being an active part of this community. So thank you.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Just congratulations, Ms. Gorey. Glad to have you. I'm glad to serve with you for a couple months. Just thank everybody for coming out. Like everybody said before, it's nice having a good crowd, people involved in the city, and we know that there's people that care and interested in what's going on. The weather's been really nice. As I like to advocate, go play around at Lakeland, go visit one of our parks, enjoy a stroll downtown. I'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Thank y'all so much for coming out. Ms. Alice, thank you so much for always coming by and giving us the prayer that we need. I appreciate you so very much. I actually told her at the last minute, I actually told her this weekend while we were at the Law High School one time. and she came right on. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Congratulations, Ms. Glory. I know you're gonna be awesome. I thank you for wanting to serve. I think you'll have the backbone to do what you gotta do with it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you to all of our council members for coming in. Thank you to the mayor and his staff. I ask you all the time to do the same thing, and I'll say it again, continue to pray for this administration. Pray that we're doing the things that we need to do, not only that we're doing the things we need to see, that we're doing the things that we need to do to give the Lord the glory, because it is not about us, it's about Jesus Christ. So please remember, pray for each other as we continue to pray for you all. Thank y'all. I need a motion to go into executive session for Code of Alabama, section 3625A-7, to discuss the consideration of the sale of a municipal property requires majority vote. And we will not reconvene after this executive session.
Make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Roll call vote.